is the former ambassador of Trinidad and Tobago to the US and joins us now from Washington, D.C. Good to have you with us. I know that you've made a direct appeal for more help for the people of the Bahamas. The US is giving $3 billion in assistance. What are the immediate priorities for the people in the Bahamas right now?
Thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here. Immediate needs: water, potable water, food, portable shelter, transportation, sanitation, sanitary products, baby supplies, medical supplies. These are the immediate needs of the people.
We've heard that in some parts of the island change, something like 90% of the infrastructure has been damaged or destroyed. I mean, how can relief organisations cope with that level of devastation?
That's a very good question, and in fact, one would appreciate no amount of preparation could have prepared any island for this level of devastation. And a storm of Category 5, 220 miles an hour winds, hovering for 48 hours, would overwhelm any infrastructure. And there is a challenge with the infrastructure outlay of the island, and of course, coordination is also proving to be a bit of a challenge. But given the input of organizations that are presently in the Bahamas trying to assist, I am confident that in the short term, these challenges will be overcome, and in the medium to long term, Bahamas will get back on its feet.
Whenever there's a disaster of this scale, there's always a lot of scrutiny about how officials have responded. In this case, there's been criticism of the way Bahamian officials are handling the disaster, criticisms that they're not doing enough to locate the missing, that they're not doing enough to prevent looting. What do you make of that?
As you would imagine, the preparatory phase for a storm of this nature, again, would have been a challenge. And from our experience working with a number of organizations, from the multilateral organizations to organizations on the ground, we have Sean Pence's core on the ground, we have Barbecue Relief on the ground, Head Knowles Foundation, etc., doing a lot of coordination on the ground. Efforts are reaching the people. The challenge is actual coordination intra-island and inter-island, and of course accounting for the displaced. Given the haste and migration of these individuals, the challenge now is to collect the data as to where they go and get the resources to them. In as much as the criticism is out there, I am aware that the Bahamian authorities are coordinating with 80+ organizations in getting relief to the people. And I think our responsibility is to work with them as much as we can to actually get the resources required to have optimal impact to the people on the ground.
Yeah, and dealing with the immediate aftermath is one thing, feeding them, trying to avoid disease outbreaks, that kind of thing. But rebuilding, that's a whole other challenge. How long is it going to take to rebuild the homes that these people have lost? I
mean, we have seen in the Caribbean, the Caribbean is paradise, and some islands are paradise, literally in a climate death zone. And in some cases, people have been back up on their feet within a month, 2 months, 3 months. In other cases, years have passed. So the whole idea is, my concern here is, I am extremely grateful that the awareness part of this effort is making the media. But normally the news cycle, shelf life tends to be about 5 days to 7 days. So the idea is, how do we keep this and keep the awareness and advocacy platform alive so Bahamas can thrive and gets back on its feet in the medium to long term, especially when it comes to housing and basic needs: food, shelter, clothing, water.
Good to speak with you. Thank you very much indeed, Dr. Neil Parsan in Washington, D.C. there.